This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, April 6th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon. We got a lot to get to, guys, today. Let's jump right in. All right, here we go. Khloe Kardashian wants an unfiltered photo of her removed from the internet. You better take it down. Khloe is upset that this photo of her in a bikini by a pool was posted online and then began circulating all over. So according to Page 6, the photo was taken over the weekend and was posted without her permission. Here's a look at that photo next to the one Khloe posted on her Instagram account.
Looks the same to me.
That's not the same. That's not the exact same photo, right?
No.
So the Kardashians are reportedly threatening legal action to have the pic removed from different websites. So that's not the I thought it was going to be the exact pic.
Yeah. There were pictures of her in that bikini.
So is this recent? Is this a recent photo?
That was taken literally a few days ago, and she's got other pictures. If you look on her Instagram, wearing the same bikini and looking very different, the leopard print bikini, and also a purple bikini, and she looks different in that.
Can we get that up one more time so I could get a better look at that?
For research purposes.
Just research purposes only. Okay. I mean, I could see just with my own eyes where they
If you
filtered,
see, there are
okay.
a few other images, if you take a look at her Instagram, where she does look considerably different. However, I think she looks beautiful in both. I understand she's promoting a certain, well,
image.
the Kardashian is a brand in itself, isn't it? You know, it really is. And I think she looks amazing. She's 36 years old. She's in great shape. This is in the unedited, unmeant to be seen picture. She's had a child. I think she looks bloody great. And I feel sorry that she feels that's not good enough for other people to see, because I think she looks absolutely amazing. Not many women have got a stomach as flat as a pancake like that. I can tell you that much for free.
So she missed an opportunity then, Stephanie, because I feel like now when we're redefining beauty standards when it comes to women, that could have been a great opportunity for her to be like, hey, this is me, this is what I am.
The thing with Chloe is she's got the Revenge Body series, which she's very known for, which is all about getting in your best shape. Maybe she's worried about that. I mean, I don't know why, because she looks great.
But there's a difference between a revenge body and a filtered body. So
I agree.
Because remember, they get the blowback all the time, because remember, it was like, oh, I lost all this weight with Fit Tea, and then people came out and they got the blowback. It was like, no, you just got lipo. Like, when we talk about the redefining the beauty standards, just look at Katie Couric when she posed with no makeup on People magazine. And then we did the story the other day about the snapback body for women who have had kids. So this is an opportunity for them to be transparent, and she missed the mark.
I agree, but one thing I will say, Chloe, I think this is what surprises me. Chloe is one of the realest, I feel, out of all the sisters. She's very upfront. She openly says, I Facetune, which is kind of like Photoshop, the life out of myself. I don't care if people don't like it. And she said that before, very openly. She doesn't care.
Okay.
I mean, each to their own.
Did you guys ever see that meme that was going around with all the Kardashians and Jenners, and it says, You're not ugly,
you're not ugly, you're just poor.
Yeah. And that's not judging how they looked. I'm saying they do not look anything like they do right now. So if you take a before and after, I mean, no one looks like they do when they're kids, right? But it's like, there's a big difference. Well, I've got to admit, I've seen the majority. I've seen not every Kardashian. I've seen Kim. I've met Kim. I've seen Kourtney, and I've seen Kendall. Kendall's the only one that looks the same in real life. Yeah, well, they look completely different. And it's not just the Kardashians. You know, you're putting filters on your face out there. I got makeup on. What's the difference? Lots of people do. I just wish that young girls wouldn't think that that just is natural. Well, you know? Yeah. Unfortunately, they do. So let's move on. Piers Morgan is tripling down on his war against Meghan Markle and cancel culture. He recently appeared on Tucker Carlson Tonight in his first TV interview since leaving his job at Good Morning Britain. He said he should have the right to question whether Meghan Markle was telling the truth in her interview with Oprah last month without being branded a racist. Let's have a look.
I was under attack from Miss Markle, both directly to my boss and to the government regulatory body, under attack to basically conform to her version of events. And I had to believe her. And if I didn't, I was a callous racist, and I should be condemned, and ultimately, as it turned out later that day, lose my job. I should be allowed, in a democracy that values freedom of speech, I should be allowed to say, I'm sorry, I don't believe you. Listen, I guess I'm steering the ship. I'm going to take his side. I'm going to say I agree with him. I'm not pulling a Sharon Osbourne. I'm saying he has the right to say whatever he wants. Whether you agree with it or disagree with it, I'm all about the freedom of speech. That's what I'm saying.
You're a captain of this ship?
Well, I wanted to steer it into that direction. You might want to pull me out of the water.
I'm with you too.
Oh, you're coming in?
I'm tooting with you, Captain. Because look, and I'm removing the racist thing. I'm removing that. If you tell me your truth, that's your truth. I am allowed, or I should be allowed, to question and to have questions about certain things without coming off as homophobic, racist. But it depends on the way that you ask the question. It depends on the sincerity of you wanting to learn or gain some sort of knowledge about your truth. Is this guy going to go away? Absolutely not, because Samantha Markle isn't going away. So this guy's going to get even more TV time because he's the one that tried to take down the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I said it right this time.
There you go, buddy.
There you go.
You did. I like that. No, so I'm all for what Piers is saying in terms of you should be allowed to have your opinion and say it freely. I don't think he went about it in the right way. I think the tone he used was completely inappropriate, and I don't think it's right. Some of Meghan's claims, 17 almost of which have actually been disproven, which is kind of worrying. But again, I've not got all the facts and statistics, but online they're listed and they're very accurate, including security and money from my country.
Watch
and
out,
the royal
Stephanie, you're
titles.
going to be the next Brit to get in trouble.
No, I'm just saying. But I'm saying, I think where Piers crossed the line was basically saying he didn't believe her about her suicide. He didn't believe her thoughts on suicide. He I feel bad saying made fun of her mental health. And this wasn't something that he said after watching the interview. This is he had a hate campaign and a train that went on for months on Meghan Markle. It went too far. And as much as we talk about trolls online, I believe he was trolling Meghan, but on national television on almost a weekly basis. So that's what I don't like. And I think, if he'd have watched that and said, you know what, I don't believe her, and here are the statistics that I've got that contradict some of the things she's saying, and said it in a calm manner, I think that's very different than the way he went about it. He was very rude, he was incredibly insensitive, and, I feel bad saying it, but every dog almost has its day, and I feel like Piers did go too far.
And I think you're right. My mom always told me it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right?
Yeah,
and I still have problems with that because I get upset at certain things. I don't like the culture where we live in where you're automatically labeled something for just speaking your mind, right? I don't agree with this. Well, then you're homophobic. I don't agree with this. Well, then you're racist. I don't agree with this. Well, then you're sexist. It's like you put these labels on people to silence them, when I think everybody should have opinion, whether I agree with them or don't agree with them. I want to hear your side of the story. That's all
of course,
I'm saying. But I agree with you on how he said it.
And some of the things that you're saying are exactly right. A lot of it was Meghan's side of the story. That's her truth.
Yes.
So some of the things that I just said as well, they were disproven. It doesn't mean that to her they weren't true, and that's how it felt, and that's how it was perceived to her, even though technically they were incorrect. It's a minefield.
Yeah. Great job.
Oi. All right, coming up on DBL. We're talking
with that, Jeff.
I don't know. That was what's the word when you're racist for people from another country? That's whatever I just did.
Right.
Oh, I'm xenophobic now because I went oi oi. Sorry. We're talking with Oscar-winning actress Marlee Matlin. She's telling us about her groundbreaking new movie, and quarterback Aaron Rodgers makes his debut as Jeopardy guest host. How did he do? We're talking about it. I can't wait for this one. It's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
This so-called double mutant variant was first discovered in India. As you can guess, this variant contains 2 mutations to the coronavirus. The mutations have been seen before in different variants. One is similar to a so-called California variant. The other was found in variants discovered in Brazil and South Africa. The first case of this double mutant in the U.S. was diagnosed in a patient in the San Francisco area. So what does this mean? Experts are concerned that these mutations make the variant more contagious. That's because both help the virus latch onto cells. India first revealed its existence in March, and now cases are surging in the country. In one hard-hit Indian state, political leaders claim the new variant is not necessarily to blame, instead pointing fingers at large gatherings. More research is needed on this double mutant variant, but experts are hopeful the current vaccines will be effective against it. Despite the lack of hard data, they point to the fact that the vaccines work on these same mutations seen individually in other variants. But the emergence of these new variants of concern reinforces to health officials that widespread vaccinations are needed to stop the creation of new mutations.
Welcome back to DBL. So Aaron Rodgers made his hosting debut on Jeopardy last night and ended up getting trolled by a contestant. Pretty clever. Let's watch.
Scott, did you come up with the correct response? Who wanted to kick that field goal? That is a great question. Should be correct, but unfortunately for this game today, that's incorrect.
Very clever. I love that. The contestant was poking fun at the Green Bay Packers' decision not to go for a touchdown and instead kick a field goal during their NFC Championship game against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You want to kick this one off?
Brandon
Our former NFL player?
Let's kick it off because for some reason when we athletes cross over into this TV entertainment world, we kill it. And you want to know why, Stephanie? Because the separation is in the preparation. And he said that he went back and watched old tapes of Jeopardy, but not as a fan, as Alex would.
Oh.
What would Alex do? And that's why he should be the new host of Jeopardy.
And new, huh?
And new.
You want him to go from like the temp to full-time position?
I want him to discount, double check. Oh, we can't say that.
Yeah, you
Because
can.
we're not sponsored by.
Well, maybe they'll jump on board.
All right.
You never
Guess
know.
I got in
You
trouble
never know.
on that one.
No, you can say it.
All right.
We're just not getting paid to say
But
it.
how do you think he did?
I think, listen, the way he just answered, the way he responded to that, I thought showed a lot of class, a lot of, sense of humor, a lot of humility. That's what you need in some of these positions like that. It's not all, and you need some education.
Yeah.
Some of those words I can't even pronounce.
He's meant to be really smart
to
as
be an
well, like
NFL
incredibly
quarterback.
intelligent.
Yeah, that people, they get a bad label, like sports players. But to be an NFL quarterback, you have to know a lot of different things about what's going on.
And he's big on trivia. He's a huge trivia guy. Like ESPN did this whole segment where they were talking to some of the backup quarterbacks that are in the QB room, and A-Rod will constantly be like, "Oh, what is the temperature on Mars? Hey, what's the temperature you need to cook a steak or something?" Like just cool trivia like that. So I see him crossing over as in the ranks of Michael Strahan, Emmanuel Acho did The Bachelor. Why not Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is very well versed on temperature control.
I'm not gonna lie.
What do you think?
I had no idea who he was until he got engaged to Shailene Woodley. I had no idea.
Do you see?
I had no
our
idea who he
producer
was,
Chris
and
out there
I
wearing
love
a
her
Green
from,
Bay Packers mask.
No, I know that.
You don't have to put him on, but he's wearing a Green Bay Packers mask out
I don't know
there.
if you can see it at home. Hang on, we're gonna have a look at the mask. I don't know if you can see it.
It's very
dark.
You don't know who Aaron Rodgers was?
No.
If Stephanie's not here tomorrow, you know why.
No, I only found out who he was obviously a few months ago when we found out about his very whirlwind COVID engagement to the actress, and so I wish him all the best of luck. I've read that he's incredibly intelligent, and I thought he did a good job. So from someone who don't know who he is, keep going, lad.
I like it. Give him a little enthusiasm.
She'll be here
I just
tomorrow.
raised the
All right.
roof.
And
if I'm not here tomorrow, you'll know why. We'll be right back.
Whoop, there it was.
We all know that.
Verify exists to bring you the facts about the misinformation that's spreading on social media. A viewer sent us this Facebook post, which makes a couple claims about phone scams, like this. If you press *#90 or #09* while on the phone with another caller, they can, quote, access your SIM card, make calls at your expense, and frame you as a criminal. Sounds pretty out there, so let's verify if there's any truth to this. Our sources are the FCC and Kane McGladrey, a member of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. And they say that there's a grain of truth here, but that's all. The FCC has this warning on their website, that if someone calls your office phone and you dial these numbers, they could, quote, place calls that are billed to your office telephone number. That just means that they could transfer the call. But McGladrey told us that this only goes for office phones. Quote, this doesn't affect cell phones or residential landlines. So while it's true that this could make calls at your expense, the claim that they can access your SIM card is false. And as for the claim that they could frame you as a criminal, not so much. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. It's been 34 years since Marlee Matlin became the first and only deaf actor to win an Oscar for Best Actress. And she's not slowing down now. We spoke with her earlier in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Marlee, thank you for joining us here in DBL. We are huge fans. I want to start by talking.
Oh, thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
It's our pleasure. It's our honor. I want to start by talking about your groundbreaking role in Children of a Lesser God. You were just 19 when you were cast in that film and ended up winning an Oscar for Best Actress. Well-deserved. You were the youngest winner ever and first deaf actress to win the award. How did you handle that sudden fame at 19 years old?
Well, back then, there was no social media. Back then, there was no anything that would, terrify the hell out of me while the Oscar campaign was going on, because it was so different. I was nominated. Remember, I was in rehab when I was nominated. I had no idea about, what it entails to be on an Oscar campaign, about the dress, about all the stuff that you had to get, who's next to who. Now it's completely different. It's a little too much, but it's been an interesting ride. I have to tell you that it's way different from the, 34 years ago.
All right. Hey, Marlee, this is Al Jackson. Let's be honest. You are killing it right now. You are an executive producer on a new short film called Feeling Through. It's up for an Oscar this year. I watched it. I agree. It's also the first film to star a deaf-blind actor. Let's take a look.
Young man.
Marlee, I watched this movie, and I'll just tell you before I get to my question, it really hit me how it just showed me, because I look back at my life and I realized that a lot of times when I changed for the better, it was in a situation when I felt like people weren't looking. I feel like that's when you really decide what kind of person you're going to be, when you're able to either go the wrong way or the right way, but at the same time, you're kind of, no one's there to judge you, it's just you. And I saw that in this film. So what can you tell us about the film and why it was important to cast a deaf-blind actor in this role?
In all honesty, the film was already, it's based on a true story. The director, Doug Rowland, who, it happened to him. It happened to him. So he wrote about this experience in this fictionalized version of it. Meeting a deafblind gentleman in the night changed his perspective. It changed how he, saw his fellow human being. And in the film, Tariq is somebody, the homeless guy is somebody who can't find a place to stay for the night and is struggling to find a path. And he's sort of wallowing in his pity. And then suddenly there's a person there, a deafblind guy, that changes his life for the better. It probably happens to a lot of people where you have an encounter with somebody that is unexpected, that changes the path that you're on. And it becomes a learning experience. And I think it also gives you an opportunity to, do some self-examination. And I think the film does a really good job of that there are other people out there who can make your life better, who can, whether they're asking you for help or whether they're somebody on the street who is homeless or somebody even who lives across the street. It's all about the connection of two people. It's all about humanity.
Loved it.
Marlee, Jeff here. Thank you so much for being on DBL. But I have this great question for you. We've been having a conversation about quote-unquote actors with disabilities, right? Should they play their different roles? So the actor Riz Ahmed is up for an Oscar, I should say, for playing a man who goes deaf. How do you feel about non-disabled actors playing characters with disabilities?
Well, for example, in Children of a Lesser God, I was a deaf person acting as a deaf person, and the role happened to be deaf. That's called authenticity, okay? Authenticity is the big word in Hollywood these days, the capital A. All these years, people really haven't realized how important it is to have an actor who happens to have a disability play a role with a disability. There's so many actors out there who, you know, I mean, listen, all these years that we've had, I'm never going to discount a role that somebody has taken on. But I think it's time that we should look at the deaf actors, the deaf-blind actors, the disabled actors in Hollywood, in our community, who can write, who can direct, and who can act, and that we shouldn't assume disability is a costume that one puts on or takes off. So I'm really excited that a lot of people now are realizing that Hollywood is talking about that, and they're collaborating with our community, working together, and making more beautiful work because it's authentic.
Incredible. You really are not only an incredible actor, but now an executive producer, an activist. We are so appreciative of you. Thank you for coming on DBL. And also to all of our viewers, you can watch her new Oscar-nominated short film, Feeling Through, on YouTube. It. Yes, we highly recommend it. Thank you so much, Marley.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
It's been widely reported that the Minneapolis Police Union is paying for Derek Chauvin's defense. The prosecution even brought it up in court.
The Police Federation, the union, is funding the defendant's defense.
But that's not exactly true. So let's verify.
Is the Minneapolis Police Union funding Chauvin's defense? Our sources, the Minneapolis Police Union and the Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association. In a text, the president of the police union, known as the Police Officers Federation of Minneapolis, tells me they are not paying for Chauvin's defense. The head of the Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association tells me they're the ones footing the bill.
So what's the difference? Well, the MPPOA is a larger association that police unions all over Minnesota pay to be part of. The Minneapolis Police Union is a member. And since Derek Chauvin was on the force when the incident happened, he was a member too. Now, one of the benefits of that membership is a legal defense fund to represent officers if criminal charges come up after a critical incident.
Even though Chauvin was fired after George Floyd's death, the MPPOA's bylaws say he's entitled to that defense, since he was acting in the scope of his duties as a police officer. I spoke with Brian Peters, the head of the MPPOA. He tells me we can't pick and choose which cases we're going to defend or not defend. Eric Nelson, Chauvin's attorney, is one of the lawyers the MPPOA works with. How much it'll cost them, Peters doesn't know. They haven't gotten any bills, though he says their prior cases have run between $375,000 and $500,000. He says people are calling to donate, but they're not taking that money, though other organizations are helping Chauvin with other expenses.
So we can verify, no, the Minneapolis Police Union is not funding Derek Chauvin's defense. It's the larger Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association paying those legal fees. With your Verify, I'm Gabe Cohen.
Welcome back to DBL. We're helping you save money on insurance. So did you know a few simple lifestyle changes can influence your premium? We're chatting about it in today's Bang for Your Buck, presented by The Hartford. First, exercising can make a big difference. Just a few pounds can lower your premium, of course. Second, quit smoking. That's a big one. That'll save you big bucks and make a huge impact for your insurance underwriter. Lastly, improving your driving record can also save you cash. When it comes to quality and affordable insurance, the Bucks got your back. The Hartford will be happy to give you solutions. Call The Hartford at 1-800-684-6085 or visit thehartford.com to learn more. I look forward to saying the Bucks got your back. One of the highlights of my days.
What do you think, if for someone who does smoke, you think it's harder to stop smoking or to exercise regularly?
Stop smoking.
Well, the new smoking is not exercising.
Not exercising.
If you get my drift.
Yeah, we learned that the other day.
Yes,
yeah.
we did.
No,
Quit smoking, start exercising.
Yeah, do your best. It's hard work, but you can do it.
And don't forget, the Bucks got your back. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.